Good evening and welcome to Technique Talk here on the Technique Lab YouTube channel. I'm your host, Coach David Riley, and I'm happy that you've joined us today for another in our series as we review some of the happenings over there in Budapest for the World Senior Championships in Athletics. And boy, oh boy, this was a great day for Jamaica. A matter of fact, we could call this Jamaica Day, August 24, 2023. This was a great day for Jamaica. Golden, golden. We haven't seen gold so far in the championships up to today. And boy, that was a great experience for all of us as we cheered. And I don't have no pot covers here today, but I sense that everyone was really overjoyed, really misbehaving in the sense of celebrating the achievements of our athletes over there in Budapest. And indeed, it was a very golden day. And we're happy because we're anticipating this from as early as day two when the women's 100-meter finals were scheduled. But that was not to be. But today we saw gold, and not just once, but back-to-back gold medals. And today was a very golden day. And it's almost like a recovery from some of the things that were happening the day before and the day before. We were just not having great championships. But to see our athletes really dig in and bounce back. I shouldn't even say bounce back, because it's more like a spring back, because it started with the long jump and the athletes there. But indeed, Jamaica looked like a track and field superpower. You know, the championships are about the superheroes of athletics, but that's a theme that they have over there in Budapest. But the superheroes of athletics, many of them are part of the Jamaican team, and Jamaica is a superpower in the global track and field. We're moving up the table. The medal table looks very good right now with us featuring very heavily. And of course, this should be no surprise to anyone who's looking on, because this type of performance of Jamaica is something evident at the youth level, under 18, and at the junior level, at under 20. This kind of performance, this dominance, and just the presence and being competitive, it's not something that has happened overnight. This is part of a system, the structure that exists. And track and field seems to be something that we do very well at in Jamaica. If we do well at anything, we do well at track and field. And today was evidence of that based on the performances of our athletes over there in Budapest. And indeed, we still are overjoyed with what transpired, and certainly we are grateful for the performances. Of course, we want to big up Rushelle Clayton with a bronze medal in the 400-meter hurdles for women. Oh, that was just amazing. Great performance from her. We were looking for a medal in the 400-meter hurdles, and did she deliver? And that was just like a real pot cover moment, just seeing her coming through, getting that medal, almost like repeating the performance of a 2019. And she has really cemented herself as one of the greats for Jamaica in the one-lap intermediate hurdles. Then, of course, not in any order, but to see the long jump was amazing. I mean, for all those who don't understand long jump, who haven't been paying attention to long jump, but to see Jamaica finishing second, third, and fourth in a field event at a global, this is the highest that you can get. This is a global championships, and of course, Wayne Pinnock did so well, lost on his the last round. 8.54 meters. Great performance by him. A silver medal at the World Championships. Can't be a disappointment there. And of course, Tajay Gayle coming through with the bronze medal. That one was pretty special medal there. for Tajay, Gayle coming through and really looking, making Jamaica look bigger than I shouldn't say bigger than we are, but look big. Jamaica looked big today in the field. Amazing performance. And yesterday we talked about the fact that Jamaica seemed to be a technical events powerhouse. And of course, today confirmed that to almost look like we wanted to sweep the medals in the long jump. Of course, the golden moment, Danielle Williams repeating her performance before a world champion in this event. But Danielle Williams out of lane two, and that's why you must mind your own business when you're running. You don't watch what's happening in the lane next beside you. We saw that in the 100-meter women's finals, outside lane, winner. So Danielle Williams minding her own business, not even worried about who's there and what times they ran. And this underscores what we've been saying here on Technique Talk, that place is more important than time. It's a person that comes across the line first. Yes, it wasn't as fast as some of the other athletes near Ali had ran in the previous heats, but in the previous rounds, but it doesn't matter. It is what you do. The first person that comes across the line, that's the person who gets the medal. We are happy. We're celebrating with Danielle on this big occasion, really delivering a medal, and not just a medal, but a gold medal in this particular event. Mentioning as well Akira Nugent, her first outdoor senior championships, and for her to have performed the way she did, finishing 5th. Good performance there by Akira. Very young, and lots of positives ahead for her. And of course, not to outdo Danielle Williams at all by any measure, but I think all Jamaicans love this one. Antionio Watson. Oh, what a run. Watson, you've stolen everybody's heart. You've really made everybody so overjoyed. The last world champion in the 400 meter from Jamaica was Bertland Cameron. Bertland Cameron, the first world championships, and that's like 40 years ago. Of course, I think that race is on YouTube. I think it is on YouTube. Antonio Watson probably has never seen that race, but Antonio Watson delivered a blistering performance today. And this performance, you can title it as, I don't care who is in the race, I'm going to win. I mean, it doesn't matter the names. When you think about the lineup in that particular race, Antonio Watson was just not afraid of anyone at all and delivering a 44.22, slower than he did in the semifinal. But it doesn't matter, because place is more important than time when we talk about medals. And in track and field, say it's the first person that gets across the line that they give the medal. And we are still, I think we're going to be celebrating for a very long time with Antonio Watson and this particular medal that he pulled off. Not really being a factor when, at the start of the year, but indeed Antonio Watson has done an amazing job. So Jamaica had a great day here in celebrating and parading our athletic skill on the global stage. What better stage, what bigger stage can we parade our giftedness and our skill than at the World Championships? And indeed our athletes have not failed to deliver. We are now on 8 medals and heading definitely to double digits medals, which is where we kind of have been in the last couple of World Championships, except for 2019 when we didn't do so well over there in London. But Jamaica has been doing very well, and today, I am declaring today as Jamaica Day. I mean, kill me, but Jamaica Day, today. Anybody with me on this? Jamaica Day, based on the performances over there in Doha, I almost said Doha, in Budapest. So that was how we fared out today, and we're looking very well. Of course, lots of things happening off the track as well. Normally we hear about delays to events based on rain. So rain delay is not unusual, right? So we had a rain delay, day 2 I think it was. day 2, yes, we had a rain delay to the events, shifted by an hour. That's understandable. Then we had a postponement of events, the 5,000 meters, because of heat. So there's the heat index was very high, and they thought that the athletes would not fare out so well under those conditions, and so there was a delay in when that event was staged. And then now there's another delay that we need to add to the list. Did anybody see that accident with the buggy, the golf cart? The 200-meter men's semifinals was delayed because of an accident. So now we have to add golf carts delay to the list of delays that we've witnessed at major competitions. But this one is particularly interesting. We saw also the incident, almost accident, at the long jump pit with Carey McLeod. And I'm not sure why the commentators and the officials are not even aware of the danger that exists at the long. I mean, I've been sitting at long jump pits for years. I mean, I was a jumper, long jumper, triple jumper as an athlete, and I've sat there as a coach, and I've seen so many accidents. That plasticine, I can tell you, that plasticine is more dangerous than a weapon. There are so many athletes that have slipped on that plasticine right there, and anytime you cover the entire fall board with plasticine, and an athlete steps on it, it's going to be somersault to the end of the pit. It's very dangerous, and I was very happy when they changed the rules to just put right at the front of the fall board the strip of plasticine, just a centimeter or so, because then the rest of the fall board was safe enough for spiked nails to penetrate it and make contact and for it to be safe. But whenever you have plasticine on a board, it is supposed to slide, and that's exactly what happened to Carey McLeod, and it shouldn't happen because it's not necessary to determine if the athlete has fouled. That's a very dangerous situation right there, and I hope that they correct that going forward. It's not necessary, the rules have changed, and there's no need for them to have that plasticine on the board right there. So much of it to cause an accident. So some things that we've noticed that we just want to talk about. Of course, on Technique Talk, we talk about the things that nobody else wants to talk about, and we're happy to bring those things to you and to outline them. Now, of course, yesterday and into today, the lots of drama coming out of the Jamaican camp regarding relays, and I've been getting a lot of messages about this. And you know, the videos have been circulating, and some of it is very unfortunate. Relays, I find relays are the only aspect of track and field that brings people together, brings us together and bring us together as a team. That's a team component of track and field, and in every case, team success is greater than individual success, and that's why team sports do so well. When you win as a team, the joy and the celebration is so much more than when you win as an individual. Believe it or not, that is the case. But for us, we tend to prefer to celebrate our individual achievements and what we have done as an individual. And so a lot of times the focus for our athletes has been on their individual event. Athletes tend to focus on what they have to do in their individual 100 or in their 400, and they're not interested in doing any relay practices and so on. But I can't, I'm a coach, and I must tell you that I've been coaching for over 20 years. And I cannot understand, maybe I'm not smart enough, but I cannot understand why relay practice cannot be included as part of the preparation going into a major championship. I just don't understand it. So maybe it's because some persons might think it is risky to do relay baton exchanges right in a championship or right before a championship because of injuries, but I'm not buying that. I don't think relay practices are more risky than block starts. So any athlete who is in an individual event like 100 meters, they would have to be doing block starts and accelerations for days as part of their practice going into the major competition. And I don't find that to be less risky than doing relay passes. Relay passes can easily be integrated in normal routine of days going into a championships. You schedule it and team members come together and they practice. And one of the things about relays is that it starts with each athlete on the relay team understanding the role that they are to carry out. So you have incoming runner, you have outgoing runners, and the roles are different. What are your roles and what are your responsibilities? What are you supposed to do as an incoming runner? And part of the beauty about our system in Jamaica is that because athletes tend to run relays from very early, they understand the roles of the incoming runner and the role of the outgoing runner. And understanding those roles and what side of the lane to run on and how to place your hands, those are things that from the understanding, from years of practice, it makes it easy for a team like this that comes together to not have to do too many passes in order to have smooth baton passes. And I think that we ought to find a way of including relay practices, because the most important thing in a relay is the baton. It's the speed of the baton going around the track. It is not the leg speed. And many times the effort is to find the fastest people, and it is not necessary in most cases to have the best 4 persons run in a prelim. It is not. I am a very conservative person, and I don't think that changing a team from heats to finals is that much risk that we don't want to make too many changes because we don't want to affect or introduce any experimenting. Experimenting is only when the team has not been able to practice. So if we're unable to practice, then I can say, okay, fine. But we should build in the practice sessions in the workout, and all the coaches and athletes who are part of the relay team, pool, I should say, should make themselves available based on the scheduled time for those practice sessions. And so if we understand and if we believe that it is the practice sessions and the repeating of the baton passing sessions and doing those well that will cause us to have a good performance, then we will be comfortable not requiring to have our best 4 persons in a heat. All right? So, and I'm saying it because we've seen so many cases on the Team Jamaica where we were unable to field our best 4 in terms of leg speed, and the team did very well. In 2009, when Veronica Campbell-Brown was excluded from the 4x1 women's finals for reasons which we don't necessarily want to get into, the team that went out there, Simone Facey, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, to Aileen Bailey and Karen Stewart, that team ran 42.06. In fact, we're still scratching our heads as to how fast that team ran. But they practiced. And the baton went around the track. They won gold. And that's still a very fast time. In 2021, we had a team over there in Nairobi, Kenya for World Under 20, a team of Alexander Monfries, to Brian Lavelle, to Andrew Gillips, to Sandra Davison. That team ran 38.61 seconds to set a national junior record for Jamaica. And interestingly, it is also an area record. Area record means that not even Team USA has ever run that fast. Canada, none of the teams in NACAC has ever run that fast. And when you think about it, the fastest guy on that team at the time was Brian Lavelle. That Brian was like a 10.25, maybe 10.3. 10.2 maybe. The other guys were 10.4s, 10.40, 10.41, 10.43. And they ran 38.61 because they practiced. That team was always just practicing. The baton passes were very well. They finished second behind South Africa. But when you think about that team and how fast that team went compared to the team of Christopher Taylor, Michael Stevens, Xavier Nairn, and Javon Matheson, that team ran 38.96. That team, The slowest person on that team is probably 10-3. 10-3, the slowest person. Xavier Nairn, 38.96. That team just didn't practice as well. And so you can get very good results without a lot of speed by practicing. We've seen other nations. Japan don't normally have a lot of speed, but they medal. And you could go on. The Italian team that had a world record before Jamaica started, massacring the thing, they didn't have any finalists in the 100. But yes, they had 200-meter guys on the team. But you don't need to have max speed in order to run the relays. And in our case, we're talking about the difference between somebody running 10.91 and 10.94. It's either here nor there when it comes to passing batons. 10.91 is not really faster than 10.94. I mean, if you look at it, it's just a lean of the line, right? So we're not moving from somebody who's slow to somebody who's slower. They're pretty much around the same. And when you do the depth analysis, which is really looking at the teams that could compete against us with the level of speed that we have, there are very few countries that actually can find 4 persons that are faster than or second strings, if you want to call them second strings. So I think that we can do a lot better with the relay passing and the relay practicing and put teams out there. There are guys who their duties at the World Championships in Budapest is only to run the relay. I don't see why those guys can't be practicing and being very confident about going out there and taking us from heats into finals. I might be, I don't think, I know I'm a conservative coach, and I don't think that is taking too much risk in terms of sending a team out there that has practice and that has sufficient speed to get the baton around. So, with all the controversy that is going on, I want to stay away from it. But what I'll say, though, based on some of the comments that I've been hearing, usually how the team works is that though you have a technical leader, which is a heavily administrative role, this person is involved in a lot of the administrative duties of the team from a technical side, right? So they'll be doing entries and looking over the entries, doing the declarations, submitting relay cards, doing protests, all the administrative stuff, setting schedules, transmission schedules, all those things are part of the administrative duties of the technical leader. But within the team setup, coaches are given specific responsibilities for relays and for various events. And bear in mind that the coaches who are selected at this level, or even for any other national teams, are people who have competences. I mean, it's not like they're novices or they don't know what they're doing. These are coaches who have demonstrated, most of them are head coaches in their various circles, the teams that they're responsible for, and they're fairly successful. And because of that, a lot of reliance and leverage is given, freedom is given to those coaches to make decisions, because technically they make sound decisions. And I think if we think about it from that standpoint, then we will not be so much thinking that we need to be jumping on our coaches who are there on the ground. Coaches on the ground tend to have more information than people sitting on their couches at home. You know what the athletes are doing. You see them in the training sessions. You get the comments. They say stuff to you, and you get an idea as to who's ready and who's not. And so we don't want to necessarily sit thousands of miles away and start to make judgments about what is being done or what is being said. Some of the interpersonal things, of course, yes, those need to be managed and handled properly, and those things we can't do anything about it from here. But would love to see the team just really coming together and solving the problems that are there. We do have the skill sets necessary, and just bring the team together and see what best can be done in terms of our performance. So that's all that I will say about that topic, and hopefully we can see the continued performance of the Jamaicans doing very well over there in Budapest, Hungary. We're hungry for more medals, aren't we? All right, we are. And we've gone 6 days? Oh, it's coming to the end. We're on to day 7 now. And of course, we're looking forward to those activities coming up here tomorrow, the morning session, the decathlon. We don't have anybody in the decathlon, but we have the women's qualification in the high jump coming up. That one should be a good thing for us. Lamara Distin is there, and she'll be bringing or carrying the Jamaican flag tomorrow morning with the high jump qualification for women. And of course, the 4x1 heats are on, and Jamaica 4x1 heats for men. Jamaica, we're in heat number 1, lane 7 with USA, Germany, Japan, Trinidad, France, and Netherlands. That should be an interesting qualification for us. Top 3 plus the next 2 fastest. If we pass the baton around, I don't see 8 countries beating us out of the finals of any global 4x1 once we pass the baton. The triple jump women's finals are on tomorrow. Hopefully there's another golden day for Team Jamaica. Shanika Ricketts and Kimberly Williams are the flag bearers for that one for us. That should be a pot cover moment there. The women's 4x1 are also on, and Jamaica runs out of lane 2, heat number 1 with France, Switzerland, Great Britain, Australia, Germany, Trinidad, and Spain. I don't know if your Spanish is any good. Mine is not at all. And then of course the 800 meter women's semifinals are on with Natalia Gould and Tracey. Toya's in semifinal 2, and Adele Tracey is in semifinal 3. And of course, 800 meter semifinals are very, very competitive. They're almost like finals. You have to run so fast and so hard that, top 2 plus the next 2 best times. You can't save anything for the next round because this might be your last round if you don't run the thing properly. So no fear, you have to go out and deliver that performance there for the to make it to the next round. So of course that's how things are. The website has been given a lot of problems all day. Crashed almost every single day that the World Athletics site goes down. The IT guys have their hands full over there. And of course, after the 800 meter women's semifinals, we have the women's 200 meter finals, and this one is a pot cover moment as well. And we have to make sure we look at it and pay attention to what's going there and try and fix this particular issue. It is an issue. We can't wait till things are really bad. Can't wait until things are very bad for us to try and solve them. And of course, it ends tomorrow with the 200 meter men, and that should be a good race as well. We're looking forward to that particular competition. So, a great day ahead of us. We had a great day today, and Jamaica is looking to make better its medal tally here at Budapest 2023. And so we're here. We'll be back tomorrow looking at the happenings on and off the track and really just dissecting those things that nobody wants to talk about. So thank you for joining us here on Technique Talk. See you tomorrow and have a good